Hi, this is Bram from Diemenrunners, and it might be clear I'm not in the Netherlands right now. Now, you don't have these kinds of hills or mountains in the Netherlands, or for that matter of fact in Belgium. No, I'm in Grainau, in the southern part of Germany, in the county or state, or what you call it, of Bavaria. And I'm here for the 10th edition of the Zugspitze Ultra Trail. 10th edition. 3 years ago, 2019, I also was here to run my first ever mountain trail, the Zugspitze Supertrail. 64k, but I DNF'd at about 35k. And now I'm here back with a vengeance, or yeah, you can say that, back with a mission to finish the trail I did not finish 3 years ago. So I also will be running the Super Trail this year, but there are a few changes. Namely, one of the biggest is that the starting place and the finish place for the Ultra Trail and for the finish place for all of the other trails is not is Grainau anymore. No, they've moved it to garmisch-partenkirche, a bigger town next to Grainau. With a bicycle you can ride 6 minutes between each other. And also there are completely new trails. 3 years ago I started in Leutasch in Austria, and this year we'll be starting in Erwald. And yeah, what I said, completely new trails. In 2019 for the Super Trail you had one big climb at the beginning, a relative flat part in the middle, and a big climb at the end. And this year they have 2 big climbs at the beginning and then a relative flat yeah, rest of the trail until Garmisch. The 2 climbs will cover about 35k of the trail, so the rest of the trail, about 30k, will be fairly doable. Yeah, 3 years since I last been here, and I can say a lot of it hasn't changed. It's still the most idyllic mountain village I ever been to, with those massive mountains around it. And I'm really enjoying myself here. It's now Friday the 14th. Yeah, I guess it's the 14th. 14 juillet for the French, so happy 14 juillet. And I'm getting in a last run, a bit up Hammersbach to the Hullentalklam. I will not be going to the Hullentalklam today. No, just a quick 8k before breakfast. Today is also the first day of the expo. I already got my bib on yesterday, so I'll be taking you along today. A bit of around the surroundings of Grainau, a bit of the expo, and later this evening I'll be packing my stuff to be starting tomorrow in Erwald. So on we go. out at Grainau, seeing the swimming pool, hotel, the old vacation house we stayed in 3 years ago, and just taking it easy. Just visited the expo at garmisch-partenkirche and ate some pasta there at the pasta party. And now it's about 3:45. I'm really taking it easy, a bit walking. I ran this morning, so in preparation of what's coming tomorrow. But I thought it was a good moment to reflect back at my attempt at the Supertrail in 2019. My first mountain trail, I really didn't have early experience in running in the mountains, and it was a big challenge. I challenged myself. I thought, well, 65 kilometers should be doable. I trained for it. I did some training in the Ardennes to get a feel of the climbing and the descent. But what I really think forgot to train was the mental part of things. And that is what broke me during the Supertrail in 2019. At about 30k, 25-30k after the first big climbs, I really hit a low spot. My running mate, Sander Weiters, which was scheduled to run his first 100, but due to the cancellation of the Supertrail XL and the Ultra Trail, all those people were also running the trail of the Supertrail. So he joined me, and we ran well, a fair bit, about 25k, and I just had to let him go. I couldn't keep up. I was in not in a good headspace, and at the second aid station I stayed there about 45 minutes or something, quite a long time before walking along with another group of Dutchies which also ran the 65k. But at the third aid station, yeah, I didn't have any enjoyment in the trail. I couldn't get out of that hole at that moment, so I DNF'd. I got a ride back from one of the partners of the Dutchies, and was really bummed afterwards. I can't lie about that one. Afterwards, I think if I pushed through, I could have made it, but that's talk after the fact. So I DNF'd at that moment and gave myself 24 hours to grieve, 24 hours to really be pissed. And it was not a very nice 24 hours. Also for my partner, my wife, which had joined me here as part of our summer vacation. But that has been 3 years ago, and since that, yeah, DNF at the Supertrail at the Zugspitze, I really have focused on the mental side of ultra running, on what does it take to be an ultra runner, what mental headspace do you have to have, or how do you cope with those low points, how do you cope with those deep pain caves you're entering. Because let's be frank, physically it's gonna hurt. No matter how much you train, At some point there'll be aches, there'll be pains, there'll be uncomfortable feelings. You might have to barf, you can't get your food in, you don't have any appetite, you don't have any desire to drink or eat. But that's all mostly physical. What really interests me is the mental side of stuff. How can you use your mind to convince your body for that okay, you're in pain now, you're uncomfortable, but that's all part of the game. That's all part of the challenge you are setting yourself with running those distances. And how do you cope when that mental headspace, when your thoughts say, "What the beep are you doing? Whatever gave you the idea that you can do this?" Well, surprise! I know you can do a lot more than your rational mind thinks. Basic example: when you're running, there's always that little more push you can give at the end. When inside of the finish or when inside of your goal, you can always push a little more. And I think that's what I had learned from several podcasts, that there's something called the general governor. At least there's something which safeguards your rational mind, saying, what you're doing, is it safe? Is it healthy? And yes, you can override that. Positive thinking is one of those things. Okay, you can go to a really big pain of a dark hole, or a pain cave, if you want to call it that. But focus on the positives. You're still walking. You're still enjoying the surrounding. The mountains are majestic, and you are a part of that experience. So, in the last 3 years, I think I really, besides training physical, I have really trained mentally. So that's gonna be my strength for tomorrow. That's gonna be the thing that I'm considering as a weapon, which I'm going to use, or a tool, if you want to call it that, that will keep me going, that will keep me focused on the goal in garmisch-partenkirche, the finish bow, the cheering, the applauding, and also for me, my personal goal. I want to reach that finish. I want to reach that goal. I want to know that I can walk under that archway and turning my Garmin off and seeing, yeah, I finished the Supertrail. So yeah, a bit of a rant. Sorry for that, but I think I found it important to share it with you, because it's also part of my experience, and the reason why I run is to experience, to make tales, call them myths, make something that can be told by video or by word, or what you call it, to share my experience, to share what I've done, not to gloat, not to put myself on a platform, or to give people an I don't know how to say it, but to share my experience in an open and honest way, in be an inspiration to others to experience their potential to find out what they can do, what they can achieve when they put their mind to it. So that's my rant at this moment, here in view of those majestic Bavarian mountains and the great mountain village I'm staying in. I'm feeling really lucky and blessed by whatever deities you pray to or consider important to you. That can well, I'm really enjoying myself here. So taking it easy at this moment. Just a bit of walking, then going back to the hotel. I'm going to eat at the hotel, maybe a light dinner. I don't know what their menu is, and then prepping my stuff. I'll walk you through the stuff I'm taking with me, and get an early night's sleep, because at 6:30 the owner of the hotel I'm staying, Hotel Alpenhof, has said to several of us, well, don't worry about the shuttle to garmisch-partenkirche. I will take you there, so you'll be in time to get a shuttle to Erwald and to the start of the trail. So that's an amazing job. That I really applaud that owner of the hotel for that. It's really great service. And I know for sure this is not the last time I'm staying at Grainau or at Hotel Alpenhof. And don't worry, I'm not sponsored by them. I really enjoyed my stay there. So I'm still enjoying the stay. The expo, well, let's talk about that one. As you might know, the earlier starting and finish place was in Grainau by the music tent, and they always had a little expo with them. For instance, Mudstrat Wheels from the Netherlands, a trail running shop, was there in previous years. They are now at the Eiger Trail, which is at the same date as the Zugspitze. But the expo now is in Garmisch-Partenkirche. And it's larger. Quite a few brands, also a few brands I like, and met the other Dutchies there, which will be running mostly the 100 and 8K. One is also running the 68K, so just gentle stroll around the expo. Got a new short from La Sportiva. I really like that brand. And of course the goodies, the freebies, a first aid kit from Letlenser, which weighs slightly less than the first aid kit which I brought with me, though mine is more complete, and those from Letlenser are the basics which you need. 200 ml soft flask, several other stuff. So always nice to have freebies. But now, sitting in the sun, drinking some soda, and then walking back to the hotel. And then we'll be seeing each other at my room and laying out the stuff I'm gonna bring with me. So see you there. So, as you can see behind me on the bed, I've got my most of my stuff laid out for packaging in my backpack, and I thought I'll run you through what I'll be carrying with me during this little adventure in the German Alps tomorrow. There are some mandatory stuff which I have to take with me as a safety precaution. And there are also some stuff which I'm choosing to bring me with me myself. So let's go and see what I'm packing in my backpack. First of all, the pack itself. It's the Mountain Razor 15, approximately 15 liters. It's sufficient for carrying all the mandatory and extra stuff I'm taking with me, and I find the setup of the pockets really comfortable for my needs, and I can reach almost everything I need at a moment's notice. The clothing I'll be wearing is a light technical shirt from Patagonia. This one is a GR 2017 edition. GR stands for Ginger Runner and VR Virtual Run. It's really comfortable. It's very light, also in colors, so that will help against the sun, I hope. As pants, I have a very well, yeah, they're about 3 years old from Raidlight, with a lot of pockets, so that will be nice. I'm bringing 4 soft flasks with me, each of a 500 ml capacity. Two from Salomon with a hard bottom, which makes it very easy to stuff in my pack and also restuff them. And 2 from I really don't know, from Hydrapack itself, which have a flip cover, so really easy at aid stations to open them and refill them. Socks, I've got 2 pair of Injinji socks. They're toe socks and really comfortable, mid-height, so nice print, and they're Ultra Edition with some extra padding, so if I need, I can always switch socks. For the chafing parts, lower back, inner thighs, I'm bringing a squirrel's nut butter. The little one I'm taking in my pack, and these I use before. Lecky poles, mandatory cup, mandatory first aid kit, some paracetamol, 2 headlamps, both from Petzl, a rain jacket, also Montane, the Minimus Stretch. I'm bringing my new buff bucket hat for extra shade, and it's also light in color, so that will help against the sun. And when it's wet, it really keeps you cool. For carrying my poles, I'm using a Solomon hip of waist belt. It has 2 loops which can be adjusted, and also some pockets which I can stuff with food. Lately I'm running very good on Cliff blocks. I've got 3 different tastes: the black cherry with caffeine, tropical punch with caffeine, and margarita without caffeine. 2 grays, lively lemon oat bars, tailwind with cola flavored with some electrolyte and caffeine. I've got Torque, the lime and the pink grapefruit. They're really tasteful. They really taste like the juice. Some electro tabs. I've got SD cards, spare batteries, headphones, tracker from Legends Tracking, afterwards salted caramel recovery drink, shades, and also very important, I'm bringing of course shoes. And the shoes I'm choosing to wear are the La Sportiva Acacia 2. I've run with them this morning on some trails here, and they're really comfortable. So as I've run the first Zugspitze also with the Acacia, the first edition, this will be with the Acacia 2, the second edition. So that's in very short, yeah. That's about the stuff I'm taking with me. I almost forgot. A package with mandatory clothing, a long sleeve, long leggings, and a cap and some gloves, which I'm not going to use, but you have to wear with me. Also, the food I'm bringing with me has to be labeled with your start number, so you can't litter, which we absolutely mustn't. Big no-no. So also bringing the GoPro, of course, and as hydration, I've got some spa water from home, so I'm relying on that one, and that's about it. And a lucky amulet from my wife. It's the goddess Hecate, which is a Greek goddess for crossroads and helping travelers. So thank you, dear. And that's about it. Now, looking forward to tomorrow. That's gonna be a separate video, and see you there.